He was pop music golden boy, a teenage phenomenon who conquered the world stage and built an empire on sound. Justin Bieber earned more than $500 million before his 30th birthday. But in December 2022, he did the unthinkable. He sold his entire music catalog, the soundtrack of a generation, for a fraction of its worth. Was it a brilliant business pivot or a desperate cry from an empire in free fall? This is the true story behind the $200 million deal that signaled the unraveling of a global superstar. Justin Bieber didn't just make music, he manufactured money. Discovered at 13 on YouTube, Bieber exploded into the pop scene with a velocity few artists ever watched. His debut album went multi-platinum. His singles shattered streaming records, and his global tour brought in hundreds of millions in ticket sales. Industry insiders estimate that Bieber grossed between $500 million and $1 billion during his rise. With 8 number-one albums, over 290 released songs, and relentless brand endorsements, he built a financial kingdom few could watch. The Justice World Tour alone promised a staggering $90 million payday. On the surface, Bieber stood as a paragon of musical success. But behind the gold record and screaming fans lurked a darker truth, one buried in reckless spending, poor oversight, and a spiraling personal crisis that would bleed his fortune dry. TMZ's explosive documentary on what really happened to Justin Bieber painted a sobering portrait. Behind the platinum plaques and sold-out arenas, Bieber's Omu act cashed at a dangerous rate. Documented expenses included $2 million on custom tour bus renovations, $300,000 spent on a single night at Noble during Coachella, mansions purchased entirely in cash, some never lived in, and also chartered private jets for friends' birthdays and spontaneous vacations. He spent eye-watering amount per month. At one point, he couldn't even qualify for a credit card. Justin is surrounded by people who do not have his best interest at heart. Then came the final blow. In September 2022, Bieber abruptly cancelled the remainder of his Justice World Tour, citing mental health struggles and Ramsay Hunt syndrome, a rare neurological condition. This decision triggered an immediate $20 million in unrecoverable debt, along with the collapse of that $90 million revenue stream. According to insiders, the word used behind closed door wasn't challenge, it was collapse. Justin Bieber had reached a financial breaking point. In the face of mounting debts and dwindling cash flow, Justin Bieber made a seamsick decision. On December 31st, 2022, he sold his entire pre-2022 music catalog, 290 songs, to Hypnosis Songs Capital for $200 million. The move shocked the music industry. Why? Because Bieber sold far too early. At only 28, with decades of royalties still ahead, he forfeited untold millions in future income for instant liquidity. Even worse, his long-term manager, Scooter Braun, reportedly begged him to wait just one day more, until January 1st, 2023, when a new US tax structure could have saved him tens of millions in capital gains tax. But Bieber refused. I gotta sell it now. The result, a massive payday, yes, but also a significant tax loss, a permanent sacrifice of future earnings, and a devastating rift with Braun. A later independent audit even revealed Bieber owed Braun a sum of 8 million US dollars, intensifying tensions and closing a chapter in their long-time partnerships. The $200 million buyout stopped the bleeding, but it didn't heal the wound. Hollywood Reporter sources described Bieber's post-sale state as emotionally adrift. One source put it bluntly: he is disintegrating, he is not living his purpose. There's no one there telling him no. Friends and insiders expressed growing concern. Bieber withdrew from music, investing obsessive energy into golf, logging rounds almost daily, tracking stats compulsively. His career seemed frozen in time. Ironically, Hypnosis CEO Mercuriadis marketed the deal as an artist liberation. Now, Justice can afford to take creative risk. It's free from the treadmill. But observers saw something different. A star who sold his legacy to stay afloat, then lost the very purpose that made him shine. In the month following the deal, Bieber's representatives pushed back hard. They dismissed the broke narrative as clickbait and claimed the catalog sales was strategic and not desperate. But conflicting reports tell another story. A PwC audit confirmed that Justin Bieber owed millions of dollars to Scooter Braun. Rumors swelled of potential lawsuits targeting past financial manager for up to 300 million US dollars in alleged mismanagement. And his team scrambled to distance him from Shane Diddy Combs amid resurfaced legal scandals. The picture remained murky, but one thing stood clear: whether technically bankrupt or not, Bieber reached a point of financial emergency so severe that he offloaded the crown jewel of his career just to regain his footing. Justin Bieber's $200 million catalog sale wasn't just a financial move, it was a last-ditch effort to stabilize a collapsing empire. In saving his lifestyle, he gave up his legacy, and in that transaction, he revealed the real cost of superstardom when the art that built you becomes the only thing left to sell. Did Justin Bieber sell his legacy to save his lifestyle, or did he lose both in the process? If purpose is lost, can fortune ever be enough? What happens when the boy who had everything gives away the one thing that made him? Let us know your opinion in the comments section. Please do like, share, and most importantly, subscribe.